Welcome to Marcor Studios, where here we will be interviewing different industry professionals and educating our homeowners as well as the industry as a whole. We hope you enjoy the show. Welcome to Marcor Studios. We are here today with my best friend and my dad, Gary, and my business partner. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks.
Not like you had much of a choice. You're here every day anyway.
Yep.
So what's it like working together?
Fun.
Okay, yeah. Now you want to tell them what it's really like working together?
It's fun.
Okay, rewind. What was it like getting to where it got fun?
A major challenge. Major challenge. We
mean-
don't think alike.
I disagree. We do think alike. We just have a very different approach and generationally a little bit different.
Without a doubt.
I mean, when we started, you were a pen and paper and fax machine guy, and
Still pen and paper and fax machine.
yeah, that's why you hide it under your desk so I don't see it.
That's correct.
So you guys had yours, mine, and ours. So you had two, mom had one daughter, and then I was the one nobody wanted.
The old shit, baby.
Yeah. I think from the positive pregnancy test, you didn't want me. But looking back, what would you do without me?
I don't know. I have a lot less things in my life that I have now.
Well, I mean, we do a good job together.
Yep.
But so when it came to getting involved in the business as your daughter, what were your be honest, what were your first thoughts?
I had no thoughts. I threw you to the wolves.
Well, what do you mean? Like,
Baptism by fire. I just said, go get it done. You want to be part of it? Go do it.
yeah, but at the end, you weren't exactly nice about it either.
Oh, hell no.
But from that old school Italian mentality of now taking instructions from me, is that hard for you?
No.
Was it a hard transition?
No. I just don't want to do it anymore. It's easy.
But at the time when you did it, it wasn't that you didn't want to do it. Why did you do it then?
Because any smart guy knows that the future is with the young. And we are set in our old ways, and our old ways don't work anymore.
Well, I mean, but if it weren't for your wisdom and how you were over the years and why you were so hard, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did either. So, it's not so much of us. We are very similar. And, I think the best part about what we are doing and what we've built is that, I think as a parent myself now, I think my biggest success knowing as a parent is going to be that my kids like me as a person and that they want to be around me. And I think that, that's an achievement in itself. And I think that the fact that, you and I have such stressful days some days and we get through it, and whether it's, we might have a little tiff or whatever it is, we always hug and kiss at the end of the day, and there's always and I love you at every phone call.
Yep.
But the fact that even outside of work that my husband and I and the kids, we always want to be with you guys, and whether it's we're going away on the weekends together or we're having dinner, or whatever we're doing, it's really cool that we work together and still want to be there. I don't think the rest of the family likes that because we constantly talking about work.
All in the family. We keep it in the family.
But, at the end of the day, I mean, do you feel like what do you feel is your biggest achievement with this business?
Well, giving it to you and you taking it to the next level was my biggest achievement. Letting go is a hard thing to do for us older people.
I mean, I would imagine for anyone, I'm already getting instructions from an 8-year-old, so I can only imagine what it's going to be at 28. But what would you say was your, you built a foundation here. I worked off the foundation, had to do some waterproofing first, but, but what would you say was your secret sauce here?
How we treat our employees, how we treat our customers. We're not traditional in the sense that other companies do. we care about everybody else before we care about ourselves. And I think that was the key to success.
Yeah, and I think that that's where you say that the two of us are willing to go in our own pocket just to make things happen. And
think?
But over the years, it's been, a lot of investing into the growth and things like that. But you hit the nail on the head. Our team is, without them, could we run a business? Yes. Can we would it be a much smaller scaled business? Yes. But I don't think we could ever do the magnitude of what we're doing without the team that we have.
Without a doubt.
And I think that, the guys in the field, we have this yin and yang and this like football handoff. I make the promises, you deliver them, and it's working, and it's been working. But dealing with the guys is
a challenge.
It is, but you have they have such a respect for you. And it was funny because we were just in your office before with one of the guys, and he asked me a question. I said, "What are you asking me for?" I asked Gary that. He was like, "No, you're the boss. You got to tell him what to do." And I started laughing. I go, "No, if you want this, just ask him." No, you ask him. And I did it. We got it done. It was just so funny, like watching their dynamic also, and now starting to see, the crews. Obviously, we've gotten the ability to, I was working out hand in hand with these guys, and, from the guys that in the beginning who was hiding copper, and I'm yelling, I'm crying because you're going to yell at me because you say, "Bring home my copper." And I'm like, "But they hid it from me and they're hiding it at the top of the roof. And, this one's a 14 pitch and I can't climb it. What do you want me to do?" Mm-hmm. And they come home with my copper.
They know. We've laid the foundation. The guys all know the truth. There can't be two bosses. There just can't be. When somebody's running the company and somebody's producing what the company is doing, you just can't have two people pulling strings or trying to overrule each other. One has to lay back and give the other person the opportunity to do what they need to do to grow. If you have a infrastructure that's everybody wants to be a hero, that's not the way of doing business.
Yeah, I don't think the two of us, we don't have egos in that matter. And I think that that's probably our biggest struggle in business, in this end of the business, is there's so much ego in it. And you and I don't have egos. So it's like, just let's do what we need to do to get the job done. If one of us has to go throw material in our truck, it's okay, fine. Then we do it. If it's one of us on a Sunday morning has to go run out and do something, okay, we do it. Like, there's nothing that really gets in our way. And we're not, a lot of business owners are like, "No, you work for me, you do that." And that's just not our mentality. Where, I've sat in every single person's role, down to the service tech, down to, ripping shingles off of a roof. You made me do it all.
Baptism by fire.
What would you say was one of your hardest things in the growth of the business, though? Like, even before me,
getting paid and not getting screwed.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a big thing. But as far as the growth of, building the business, what would you say is the hardest thing running the businesses?
Nothing's done the same way every day. If everything was done the same way every day, it would be a lot easier. It's a challenge in dealing with 50, 60, 70 different personalities who woke up on the wrong side of the bed on Monday, woke up on the right side Tuesday, on Wednesday.
They put their underwear on inside out.
Oh, my God, please. It's tough. It's really tough. You're dealing with a lot of personalities.
You're talking internally, the personalities.
Yeah, even the crews. You got 6, 7, 8 guys on a crew. There's 6, 7, 8 different personalities.
Yeah.
Who woke up on the right side of the bed? I don't know.
Yeah. So, and I think for us, we want to please and appease our team as well as our customers. And, when you have a customer, it's one thing. You open up a line of communication, and if something's wrong, they're going to communicate to you. And like we always say, every problem has a solution. But when you talk to your team and, we had a meeting this morning, and are they being upfront and honest of, hey, if there's something that's bothering us, we want to know those things. We want to identify them so we can fix them. but it's hard getting that information out from them, if there's something.
They don't want to turn on each other.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's definitely an obstacle I think we face too. So where do you see this going?
Well, it's going, politics is playing a major challenge on what's going on. This big, beautiful bill, who says what? Who do you believe? Do you believe Democrats? Do you believe Republicans? You believe the independents?
I think time will tell on that.
Time will tell.
But it's definitely put a hiccup in the business across the board. I mean,
Without
we've
a
talked
doubt.
to the suppliers. It's definitely put a little
Put
bit
a cog
of
in everything that's bleeding.
people don't want to spend money.
Yeah, we planned for X amount of dollars in business. We made an investment into that business, and that business is not here at the moment.
Yeah,
It'll come.
but
It'll happen.
but it's the benefit of having multiple businesses that feed one another is that the one that we didn't expect to expand did,
Is moving up.
and that's where you can't always sink everything into one division. The way we've kind of parlayed all of the businesses to feed one another was probably the smartest decision we did together, because when one thing's not doing well, something else is.
We never put our eggs in one basket.
Yeah. And that's been the biggest thing, being able to have access to the retail, access to the wholesale, the builders, the developers. Then you have the insurance side, then you have the supplies, then you have the solar. And there's just so many different components. And, they all feed one another. And I think that was the smartest thing that we were able to ever do. So, thanks for trusting me to take it where I
Thanks for
am
doing a
trying
good
to.
job.
I appreciate that. But I couldn't have done it without you. And,
I
I
couldn't have
can't
done
do it
without you.
with the rest of the team. But there is definitely you used to always tell me, you want half, you got to take half of the bills with it. And I would say I took that on the chin for sure.
Without a doubt. But those are growing pains.
Yeah, for sure. And anybody who's running a business that doesn't have growing pains is lying, because every company has them.
We're just talking to other contractors, giving them bottom line numbers, and they're telling me I'm too expensive. Well, I'm giving you bottom line numbers with the proper insurances and proper credentials. And they tell me, oh, we have the proper credentials. Well, you don't even know what the proper credentials are.
Yeah.
So how do you know you have the proper credentials?
And that's the scary part. And then all of a sudden, it's too late when they figure out, when a guy falls through a skylight and they go out of business.
And then they get sued personally.
Yep, it's a big deal, and just insulating yourself with that stuff is a job in itself. I mean, I'm on Zooms like you call every day.
Zoom. Lawyer costs, HR costs. It's crazy.
Yeah, just to run it the right
government
way.
Needs to keep us all on the same playing field.
And
That's the
I think
problem.
that's the biggest obstacle. We've got a lot of different things that we're facing between, OSHA licensing, immigration, all these I-9s. There's just so much to balance as a business. Every day is, like you said, every day it's a new obstacle. If it's not that, it's the DOT. If it's not the DOT, it's, a building inspector that decided all of a sudden last week that they're going to start enforcing permits.
Well, we've invested in infrastructure.
That we have.
Eventually, all our investments are going to pay off.
Yeah.
Because not any of these companies are going to be able to go out there and set themselves up correctly.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the playing field is going to get leveled.
It's going to take time, but it's definitely going to be. And you're going to see the people that, with all due respect, are closer to your generation that are going to throw their hands up in the air
And just say bye-bye.
I'm done. I'm going to retire. I'm over this. And then it's, my generation who thinks this is so easy to do and realizes it's actually really not. You can't just go buy some leads, sell a job, and pass it off to some guy that doesn't have the right insurance and licensing. That's going to nip them in the butt. They're going to have to pay the higher premiums. It's going to take time to cycle out, but I do see it coming.
Oh, so do I.
So thank you for allowing me to implement a lot of those things, because I think it put us in a really great position.
I
and
agree.
Put our
Definitely do.
put our homeowners in a good position as well. Our builders, our developers, and we got this nice tag team going. So need you to keep yourself healthy. We can keep you around.
Yep, definitely.
So thank you for everything.
Love you. Thank you.
Love you.
Bye.